Hey everyone, it's Jessica, and today I'm doing a Is It a Dupe video, which is basically me comparing two different products that one is really expensive, one is super cheap, and trying them out on camera, demoing them for you guys, and then talking about, whether the cheaper one is just as good as the high-end one, or, what's the deal. So today I'm comparing the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer with the NYX HD Concealer, and these both have similar packaging. I have similar shades in both. I have Vanilla, which is the second to lightest shade in the NARS one. And then in the NYX HD, I have the lightest one, which is Porcelain. And you'll see in the swatches here, the top one is the NYX HD one and the bottom one is NARS. The NARS one in Vanilla has more of a gray tint to it, and the NYX one has more of a yellow tint to it. But they both end up looking kind of the same on my eyes, which is why I'm comparing them. But mostly this video is comparing the formula of them, seeing if they both cover as well, stay on as well, etc. So let's go ahead and get into the demo of me applying it to my eyes today. I wonder if you can tell which one is NARS and which one is NYX, because one is NYX and one is NARS, but which one is it? So let's go ahead and get into the demo so you can see how they work, and then afterwards I'll get into the pros and cons of both and whether or not I think the NYX one is a dupe for it. Okay, so I'm going to use the NYX one on my right side and the NARS one on my left. So they're both similar packaging where they've got the doe foot applicator, and I'm just going to take the NYX one and just pat it right there. And I'm just gonna blend them with my fingers because not everyone has brushes and or beauty blenders. So I just wanna see how these perform with fingers. So I'm just gonna start by pushing it in to where I've placed it. And then I'm just gonna kind of spread it down kind of in a triangular shape to brighten, and then out with any excess. It's what's nice about this NYX concealer is that it is certainly brightening, and you can tell right away. I mean, look how much brighter it is. But it also conceals. And I do feel like it's got really good coverage for something that is in a doe foot applicator. I feel like a lot of concealers like that aren't as high coverage sometimes, not always. But like the Wet n Wild one that I've reviewed before, and I can link that video below, it's a little bit cheaper than the next one by, a couple dollars, but it's not nearly as good as this. So, so you can see how bright that is right now. Let's try the NARS one on the other side. This one I think is a little bit thicker than the NYX one, just a little bit thicker of like a cream, but they're still very similar. And again, I'm going to do that same thing. I will say this NARS one sinks in a little bit quicker when you're doing it with your fingers, but again, not everyone does this with their fingers. Some people use brushes, which makes it quicker. You could use a beauty blender with these, absolutely. So you can see that they both have covered. I know I look crazy because I don't have anything other than foundation and now concealer on, but you can see that they both really do brighten that area. And cover darkness, which I've got a lot of. I also am kind of tired. I'm a teacher and I'm exhausted always. So you can see there are like little bits of puffiness, which I don't think either one of those perfectly cover up, but I do think that it does a pretty darn good job of brightening it so it's not nearly as obvious. Let's start with the price point of both. The NYX one is $4.99 on Ulta's website, and on Sephora's website, the NARS one is $29. Now, I will say the NARS one does have double the amount of concealer. The NARS one has 0.22 ounces and the NYX one has 0.11 ounces. So keeping in mind that the NARS has double, it's still way more than double the price. In fact, it's 6 times the price of the NYX one. So, but that is one thing to keep in mind. Shade range wise, they both have around 10 shades, but the NYX one has 11, but 3 of them are like colors. So they have like a green, like a mint green one for redness, more yellow, and then I think they might have like a purple one as well. So they do have some more out there concealer colors for different discoloration issues, whereas the NARS just has like skin tone shades. Like I'd mentioned, the packaging is very, very similar in these. They both have that doe fit applicator. I think that formula-wise, at first glance, the NYX one is a lot thinner than the NARS one. The NARS truly is a little bit creamier, but as you saw when I blended with my finger, they both blended out. I think the NARS one blended into my skin quicker, but I think if you're using a brush or a beauty blender, they're both gonna blend in quicker than your fingers would anyway. But I do think that the overall end look is the same. I mean, I'm looking in my mirror here, I'm looking in the viewfinder here. I really don't feel that either one is better than the other, and yet you're paying so much more money. I mean, 6 times the amount of money for the NARS one, and the NYX one I think performs the same. I mean, do you guys notice the difference? This is the NYX, this is the NARS. I really, really don't. I will say about both of these, I think they do a great job of not settling in fine lines, and they make you look, I think, a little more youthful under your eyes. It adds a little bit more moisture. Now, if you have really oily under eye lids, then I think this might add a little more oil to it, if you will, so you might not love it, but I kind of have dry under eyes, and I think I would rather it look more moisturized than not. They both wear the same all day. I've done this before. In fact, I did this a few times this week just to see how they would wear, and they both looked exactly the same at the end of the day. Neither one of them broke up or looked weird or cakey or crepey or anything like that. It kept the coverage the same, nothing like started popping through. Another added bonus to buying the NYX one is not only do you save money, but on Ulta, they'll have NYX buy one, get one half off all the time. In fact, they might be buy one, get one half off right now. I'll link it below, but I'll also link the NARS one because sometimes it is nice, and I know I felt this way before. You know, when I bought this NARS one, I was just kind of in a mood where I was like, I just feel like treating myself. So I bought this even though I knew it was ridiculously expensive, just to A, try it out, but also I just wanted something luxurious. So it kind of depends on how you're feeling, but I really do feel like you can save so much money and get the NYX one. It is just as good. They have about the same range of colors, so you can probably find something that will work for you. They did have a lot of deeper tones too, both of them did, which I thought was nice for the darker skin gals, anyone that's got, I mean, I'm fair as could be. Hopefully this dupe review demo video is helpful for you guys. Let me know what else you're curious about on whether or not it's a dupe, and perhaps I will try it out here on camera for you guys. If you're interested in more of my drugstore review videos and other comparisons, I can link some below, including my drugstore review playlist, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!